We have the power of prayer. It's Harmless Phosphorescence. Hello, everyone. This is your host, Throw Smiley. And imagine me going to my 7 children and having to explain my disfigurement. I was an ugly man to begin with. Who's joining me this week?
I'm Josh Cece, and I would like to show you my Gruber cave.
I'm Brian Lesh, and Jesus loves me. That's got to count for something, right?
I'm Alaric Weber, or should I say Captain Fudge. Hey, that's funny.
It is. Yeah, it is.
And this is Harmless Phosphorescence. It's a podcast where we watch every theatrically released full-length live-action superhero movie ever made. We gather some research into the production and the source material, then we tell you all about it. And this show is brought to you by our patrons. Patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. You can be a patron too. Just head over to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. We got lots of bonus content there. We've got Star Wars shows, music shows, holiday shows. We've got weekly music shows coming out. So head on over and check it out. Patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. Now this week on Harmless Phosphorescence, we are watching Super Capers.
Who did this to you, huh? Speak up. Who are we suing?
Until the day
Mr. Gruberman, I find you undoubtedly guilty.
he went too far.
What are your powers?
Well, my powers are in development.
I'm going to have to sentence you to a halfway house for superheroes. You will be a Super Caper member.
You're gonna be a superhero.
Oh, big deal.
Now,
Ed Gruberman, new superhero for hire. I may not look like much, but I am sharp as a whip.
Where's your luggage?
Aw, crap.
an elite team of crusaders
So, why do they call you Puffer Boy?
When I get scared, I blow up like a pufferfish.
Really?
Yeah.
is taking in a new member.
I'm ready to kick some butt.
You got a cold 6. Creaton's back.
Taking on the forces of evil.
What are you doing?
Just checking these cars for gas leaks.
Oh, is that one of your special powers?
Ready the cloaking device.
Engage. Schmucks. And taking courage to a whole new level.
I've noticed you gained a little weight there. And are those gray hairs I see?
Look away, I'm hideous.
Next summer.
You don't scare me.
Agents! That's just disgusting!
Your head is so big.
I know. It's big.
If you can take the heat.
I was able to develop my power.
Can you make it go higher?
Careful, Igniter Boy.
Okay, that was amazing.
Stay away from the Super Capers.
Kill them! Kill them all!
Why are you gonna kill my friends?
What else is there to do on a Tuesday night?
I believe in you.
Get away from me, fatty.
I think I may have had an accident.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Super Capers.
Would you like an autograph?
No charge.
Super Capers. Released March 20th, 2009, with a running time of 98 minutes, a budget of $2 million. It took in $30,955 at the box office.
The power of prayer.
Holy crap.
Yes, indeed. It was a bomb. Rightfully so. This movie, make no mistake, listeners and viewers. This movie is terrible.
Who gave this guy $2 million?
Right?
Okay, so I was mentioning that to Andrea. You know, you think of a movie like Orange County, which is made by Jake Kasdan, whose dad is Lawrence Kasdan. So everyone that popped into that movie makes sense. He's a famous director. But yeah, this guy had so much licensed merchandise and a few actors, maybe B actors, but it made me think, like, who does this guy know? Like, who? I'm with Al.
Yeah.
Who looked at this fucking script and was like, $2 million?
I didn't look too deep into him, but he's a documentarian, like a la Michael Moore, but a right-wing documentarian.
Right.
Yeah.
The other way.
So I assume that he has some connections in that world, in that media side. You know,
he probably got financed by some right-wing organizations.
Yeah,
and or religious.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, because I also jotted down things that didn't even have to do with religion, but had to do with right-wing philosophies that he snuck in.
There's a number of them.
I'm sure we all did.
Yes.
There was nothing veiled.
No, this was not a subtle film. So, guys, I think it's time. You want to play the box office top 10 game.
Okay, let's guess.
So, are we going to guess what number this opened at?
Right, so
it's not going to be in the top 10.
No. Okay, so here's the thing. It is in the top 100. So that's your range. Take a guess, guys, and I'll reveal it immediately. Right. I'll read down the top 10 after we reveal where it opened.
Okay, so how much money to make? $30,000?
$30,000.
How does that happen? That seems like it takes effort. I don't know. Like, how do you? Wow, $30,000.
Honestly, that seems like a lot of money for this movie to make.
Okay, so there were 100 movies in the theater that week.
Yeah, 109 actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I could read them all down for you, Al, if you like.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's not a question of your credibility. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 67.
Brian. Okay, Brian says 67. Josh, what do you think?
Okay. 22.
Josh says 22. Wow, going high. What do you think, Al?
99.
Al says 99. All right. So, Brian is the closest. This opened at number 61.
Wow. That's close. Well done. Let's go to Vegas.
There were a number of movies that opened this week that did less well. That didn't do as well as this movie did. There's something called Perestroika, which is about an astrophysicist, Sasha Greenberg, who spent 17 years working in the United States. Oh my God, this is so long. It's something about Russia. I don't know. I'm not going to read that. Coyote County Loser opened this week against it and did less well. Oh, wow. Local talk radio station K-Rap in the American Southwest struggles financially, withering like a tumbleweed.
I mean, $30,000. That doesn't even feel like it accounts for the people who accidentally saw this.
Right.
They went into the wrong theater.
Yeah, like the people that the production company bought tickets for. You know, just be yourselves.
Oh my God, that's a good point. Yeah. Not even enough people in their families.
It opened up against and did better than The New 20. 5 best friends in their 20s discover new truths about themselves and the friendships they thought would last forever. This looks... I'm pretty sure this is a... I'm pretty sure this is about like a gay community, because there's a lot of shirtless men on the cover of that.
Oh, well, we're going to talk about that in some of our reviews I have. So this is 2009. Everything you've read sounded like an 80s or 90s.
Right?
Like,
Mancora opened up against this, which is an adventure drama about... I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
These all sound better than Super Capers.
Right? Skills like this. Max Solomon faces the awful truth that he will never be a writer. And then a few opened better. Valentino, the Last Emperor. Sin Nombre, which I assume is a Honduran movie. The Great Buck Howard opened at 37.
That I remember.
And let's see. And that's it until we get to the top 10. So, all right, you guys ready to do the top 10 game here?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Here we go. So, number 10, an adventurous 11-year-old girl finds another world that is a strangely idealized version of her frustrating home, but it has sinister secrets.
That was last week.
Coraline, yes. Yeah. This was last week. So, Al, you get 1/4 portion. You get a button. You get a shiny button.
Yeah, a button eye.
Yeah. Number 9, not Ernest, but somebody else goes to jail. It was last week, too.
Yeah.
Medea,
Yep.
yes.
His older, cross-dressing African-American contemporary.
Yes.
Ernest and Medea.
Ernest and Medea 2. Pig in the City. Number 8 is Indian Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Wait, who won? Sorry, what was that?
Slumdog Millionaire.
Slumdog.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Slumdog. The ones that we had last week, I'm just kind of glossing over here. Number 7? Yeah, number 7. A particular set of skills.
Take it.
Taken, yes. And all right, number 6. After kidnapping and brutally assaulting 2 young women, the gang unknowingly finds refuge at a vacation.
Our gang?
Yeah. It's like The Friends or something.
Like Alfalfa and Spanky. What was the first part, though?
After kidnapping and brutally assaulting 2 young women, the gang unknowingly finds refuge at a vacation home belonging to the parents of one of the victims.
Is that Last House on the Left?
It is! Yes, Josh, you get the last point on the left.
They went as pedestrian with that description as they could.
Yeah, they did.
That's fucking intense.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's as intense as the 70s one, though.
Oh, it's not. No, it's not. The first one is terrifying.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, the first one is Dear God. Number 5. In 1985, the murder of a colleague sends an active vigilante into his own sprawling investigation, uncovering something that could completely change the course of history as we know it.
Watchmen.
Watchmen, yes, Al. You get a Snyder point.
Not a Snyder dog?
Snyder dogs and Nolan burgers. Sold fresh here.
BYOB.
Coming in at number 4. Oh my God, I forgot about this. A Las Vegas cabbie enlists the help of a UFO expert to protect 2 siblings with paranormal powers from the clutches of an organization that wants to use the kids for their nefarious plans.
It's a remake.
Yes.
Escape from Witch Mountain?
Not Escape.
Oh. Return?
Race to Witch Mountain.
Race to Witch Mountain, starring The Rock.
Starring The Rock. Was he the cabbie?
It sounds like it's a question.
Yeah.
Race to Witch Mountain?
That mountain.
Thank you, sir.
Werewolf? Their wolf. Their castle. And opening this week at number 3. 2 ex-government agents turned rival industrial spies have to be at the top of their gang when one of their companies prepares to launch a major product. However, they distract each other in more ways than one.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
No.
That's a good guess. Brain candy?
No.
I got nothing.
And nothing. Yeah. It's called Duplicity.
This isn't the one with Michael Keaton, right?
No, it's Julia Roberts and Clive. Julia Roberts and Clive Owen.
Clive Warren. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like generic. Like, I don't know. Like Julia Roberts movie. That's what that feels like. Yeah. All right. So, number 2. Friendless Peter Clavin goes on a series of mandates. I want to just leave it there. To find
I love you. It's I Love You, Man.
It is, yeah. That's with Paul Rudd and Jason Segel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slap at the bass.
Slap at the bass. Now you're going Irish. He's doing his Jamaican impression.
It had Lou Ferrigno in it, didn't it? In more than just the Hulk role.
A prominent role.
Yeah.
He's trying to sell Lou's house. That's the underlying.
That's right. It has a statue of the Hulk in front of it.
Which makes it, yeah. Well, I've always wanted to buy a house with a full-size Luperino statue in the garden.
And the number one movie of the week, MIT professor John Kessler links a mysterious list of numbers from a time capsule to past and future disasters and sets out to prevent the ultimate catastrophe.
Is this 7 or something?
No.
What was that movie called?
Is it Lupa?
No, it's not Looper.
Is this Jim Carrey in that thriller movie that he made?
Dom DeLuise.
No. This is Nick Cage. It's a Nick Cage movie.
Oh shit! Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's not a national treasure?
No, it's called Knowing.
Knowing.
Oh, I remember that. That was so stupid. And yeah, he would get premonitions or see in the future, but literally like either 30 seconds to 3 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, not enough to really do anything. All right.
Yeah, that's our box office top 10 this week, everybody. Which brings us to the movie itself. There is no comics history on this because this sprung from the brain of one man and one auteur, you might say.
Yeah, exactly.
This felt like a committee. This didn't feel like one man. This felt like he was calling a couple of church leaders around the country and
I see.
what they wanted from a superhero movie.
Yeah.
There was a council of elders overlooking this movie, in my opinion.
But it's nice. He also made it nice in general, so it's non-specific to any denomination. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's prayer and it's God.
If Christianity is non-denominational,
it's a good point.
Yeah, because it's very Christian.
It's very Christian, right? But exactly.
Nothing against Christianity, but fuck this movie.
Oh, nothing against. Let's explore.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this was written and directed by Ray Griggs.
We have a request from Andrea for me to recount the Bible.
Yeah, name us the characters throughout the Bible who also had the power of prayer and speaking to God. That'll be important.
A lot of those dudes.
Moses, that's the first one that comes to mind. He also did some time traveling too, right?
Yeah.
Well, even Adam and Eve, like right off the bat, they're getting shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to go into the Bible.
Lo, and though the Hindus speak of karma, I'm not an ordained minister, honey. I'm doing the best I can.
By the way, thanks, Al, for monitoring the chat.
No problem.
Or should I say our fifth unofficial panel member, Andrea. So all right. Ray Griggs. Oh boy. Okay, so this is what I got on this guy. He made a short film called Lucifer, which is a biblical account of the fallen angel. It was an animated film, and that got him the visibility to get this financed and made, as far as I can tell.
That's what the poster was for later on in the movie.
The one that's in between. What's it in between? It's
in between
Indiana
Return of the Jedi and Temple of Doom, or
yeah,
Temple of Doom.
Lucifer. That's his movie. Yes.
And it's on a pedestal between the two of those.
Yes, it
three
is.
films.
So an animated retelling of the Devil's history. Interested enough? Yeah, Brian's right. There were a lot of low-key Christian organizations that are like,
for sure,
make a live-action one.
He followed this up. The only other released film he has with I Want Your Money, a 2010 documentary about socialism and the role of government in society. The film features interviews and economists, conservative personalities, and government officials. The cover is Obama as Uncle Sam pointing, saying, I want your money.
So did you read anything about this? Because I went down this rabbit hole somewhere during the second act of this movie. I Googled this guy. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? So the movie is interspersed. I Want Your Money is interspersed with CGI sequences of past presidents in questionable situations. I didn't watch any of this shit, but
oh my God.
Basically it's him interviewing Newt Gingrich and a couple of other well-known right-wing people. This movie was produced by Breitbart, Andrew Breitbart.
Oh,
rest in peace, or wherever you are. But I was reading some interesting stuff about the CGI sequences, and if they are about like Obama or Pelosi or Bill Clinton, they are like the most grotesque caricatures of these people, with like wacky voices and everything, which just makes me think like, how close to this is Michael Moore? Because that was the comparison, but I'm like, Michael Moore was very like clear cut what he was trying to do. This just seems like this movie, like we're going to put everything into one thing and call it done.
Right. Try to connect everything without connecting anything.
Yeah.
The description of this movie on IMDb was written by Ray Griggs himself. Nobody bothered to.
Not even God.
Of course.
But the last line is, the documentary film exposes the high cost in lost freedom and in lost opportunity to support a Leviathan-like bureaucratic state.
Dear God.
I love that the new event, American God or American Jesus is what they call it now. But you're a Christian film producer and you make a movie railing against socialism.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like, Jesus definitely didn't share.
So, and flashback 11 years, deficit spending was the big thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And basically in 2011, 2012, Obama made this whole stink about we're going to turn around deficit spending and proceeded to shrink the deficit.
He did.
Yeah.
He did do it, but a lot, and I'll bet you this movie was born out of that Tea Party bullshit of the ACA is going to take all our money and death panels.
Well, let's not forget that Obama came close to eliminating the deficit. He didn't get there, but he came close. And the only other president in the last 50 years to run a surplus was Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, which they made quick work of spending.
Yeah,
getting back to it.
And likewise, the trajectory to reduce the deficit was upended when Trump became president and removed all the tax cuts for the wealthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he doesn't even understand how the deficit.
Well, I mean, we need to. We need to get that money somehow to pay off our debt.
We'll do what we always do. We borrow from China to pay our debt to China. And so they make money on both ends. And that's been the practice for a long time. But anyways.
Superhero movies.
Ray Riggs.
So Ray Riggs. So, okay, there's a few other tidbits I have about this guy in particular that's interesting. So in 2009... his iPhone app was rejected by Apple.
No, this guy's fucking diversifying his bonds like fucking Wu-Tang Financial.
No. What was the app? What did it do?
So the app allowed the user to contact any U.S. congressman or senator based on GPS coordinates.
Holy shit. I'm glad that was denied.
Yeah. It also featured animated bobblehead caricatures of each representative. This is why it was rejected from the iStore, is because a caricature of Nancy Pelosi was deemed objectionable.
That's why it was rejected, not the fact that we want to put tracking devices on Congress.
I assume that it was by your location. If you're visiting New York, you can then
call
New York.
You can call Chuck Schumer's office. It wasn't tracking the actual congressman.
No, I know, but anyway.
So there was so little on his Wikipedia page that I actually looked up his LinkedIn, which is where I get the following information. So these are the projects which he has been attempting to get underway since 2010. This is 2010 to present. He has been attempting to get a Wind in the Willows live action movie made.
Oh, I love The Wind in the Willows.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to see this dude's version.
No, I don't.
In 2013 and 2014, he attempted to get made a movie called Repo Elves.
What?
He 2012 and 2013, he tried to get a Capone movie made.
What?
He tried to get an animated film during 2012 made called Revolutionary Heroes.
What?
Based on historical events, it was animated. And other than Lucifer, Super Capers, and I Want Your Money, which we all spoke about, the only other project he has listed on his LinkedIn is he was the GuideCam audio video tour app and kiosk designer for the Reagan Library.
Wow, that's a high-tech library.
Yes. Well, and I mean, he's so that just shows how deep his connections are. That's wild.
Yeah, he designed the kiosk and you put the headphones on and hear about Ronnie. Like, that's this dude.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure in his documentary, one of the right-wing economists he speaks to is Grover Norquist. I'll bet he's in there. Absolutely.
Oh, sure.
And the tax system from Reagan to this very fucking day has been mandated by Republicans. Have to sign a contract that Grover Norquist has written up that they will not raise taxes.
Yep.
They're still signing that thing, which is wild to me.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, and it feels so archaic at this point. Like Grover Norquist, that's some Bush era stuff, guys. Come on.
Well, and Norquist is far to the left of a lot of Republican politicians, as wild as that is to say.
On social issues.
On social issues, yeah.
But
it's just weird
in
to
favor of bankrupting the government on purpose.
He's the old drowned in the bathtub originator.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So this film stars a number of people. Strangely.
Yeah.
We have Justin Whalen as Gruberman, Ed Gruberman. He was probably best known as Jimmy Olsen in the Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman.
With Dean Cain, who was also super right wing.
Yeah.
Seasons 2 through 4 for the first season had a different Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
It's like
wonder what happened to that guy. He also played Andy Barclay in Child's Play 3.
Still playing.
Still playing. He's been in a bunch of stuff, actually. He was in National Lampoon's Dorm Days, too. His final film was also in 2009 called Off the Ledge.
Oh, it wasn't this?
No, he
didn't end his career.
So I looked him up. I was like, oh, I remember him from Lois and Clark. His Twitter activity was January of 2009 to May of 2009.
Oh shit!
Essentially stopped with promoting this movie, and then twice in 2012 promoting some I turned $10 into $108, like copy paste.
Oh
my
no!
gosh.
Selling website. I was just
sad.
like, this movie killed this guy's career.
Oh no!
He's already dead, but
yeah.
Jesus.
Okay, Samuel Lloyd played Herman Brainard, best known as Ted.
Character.
Ted from Scrubs.
Yep.
Freaking love Scrubs. He was also in Cougar Town, apparently.
Brainard was just Ted.
Yeah,
with a forehead.
He was the best part of this movie, hands down. I thought.
Yeah.
I'm still partial to Michael Rooker.
Oh, Michael Rooker was, yeah.
I mean, the brain looked familiar. His face looked vaguely familiar, but I don't know anything about Scrubs.
Oh, you should seriously watch Scrubs.
No, I have tried.
Oh, okay.
It's terrible.
All right. Sorry. I love it. Anyway.
Yes, you're right.
Yes. So, all right. He's well known as an a cappella.
Wow.
As an a cappella singer. He has a group called The Blanks. They appeared on Scrubs a number of times. They released a number of albums. He played bass in a Beatles tribute group. He passed away from brain cancer, I believe, recently, just last year, 2020.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, back in April.
Yeah. Let's see. Ryan McPartlin as Will Powers.
This is my favorite part of the movie, was this guy.
Yeah, me too.
He was fun. He was
like an insecure Homelander.
Yeah. Yeah. He's best known as Devin Woodcomb from Chuck.
Captain Awesome.
Yeah. He's God, let's see. He's not done a lot. Yeah, he's I don't know. He worked through the teens, bunch of B movies. Television. Yeah, he was on a bunch. He did a bunch of single episode guest spots on TV shows. Fuller House, Devious Maids, Ghosted. Let's see. Danielle Harris as Felicia Freeze. She is best known for being in a bunch of Halloween movies as Jamie Lloyd. She was in the Halloween remake and its sequel. She was in Urban Legend. She was in the Hatchet series. She's a scream queen.
Then I've definitely seen her.
Yeah, she looked very familiar to me. I couldn't place her during the film. Oh, she was also in Free Willy and the Last Boy Scout.
Huh.
Let's see. Ray Griggs played Puffer Boy. That's our guy.
That's
Puffer
the dude?
Boy.
Yep, Puffer Boy.
Oh, what?
Andrew pointed out Felicia Freeze. What was her name? Danielle Harris was in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Oh,
yes, she was. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Huh. Let's see. Tiny Lister played Sarge. We've talked about him a few times. He's been in a few films we've done. He's
Debo.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. He's always great. Yeah.
He's very great in this. He seems like he's a butler. He doesn't seem like he's like Professor X level where he's teaching anybody anything.
No.
He's just running that halfway house.
Well, and he disappears for the entire third act.
Right. And, a halfway house in reality, it's a place where people who are ready to leave prison, but not quite ready to be in society or have an addiction. That's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how does that fit in with these superheroes? I mean, they don't even train there.
No,
it's just weird. He got sentenced to a halfway house
for
superhero.
Yeah. Let's see. We got it. All right. Chris Owen as Igniter Boy. Oliver Muirhead as Herbert Q. And then we've got let's see. Christine Lakin as Red. She was familiar too. She was on Step by Step. Oh God.
Wow.
She's the voice of Joyce Kinney in Family Guy. Then we got Michael Rooker as the judge / Dark-Winged Vesper / Bernard Raymond III.
Okay, can I point out that I didn't know what Vesper meant offhand, and I looked it up. It literally means nighttime prayer, like your evening prayer.
Oh,
interesting.
Huh. I also looked it up because I assumed it was a bird, and it was. It's the Vesper sparrow is a medium-sized New World sparrow.
Oh,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
The New World sparrow.
Welcome to the new one.
All right, we got let's see, John Polito as Captain Sludge. We've talked about him before. Rocketeer, The Crow. Clint Howard played the mugger.
Yeah,
he seemed as confused as the rest of us.
Right,
That's
like what?
I loved it.
Tom Sizemore played Roger Cheatham.
Has anybody seen his documentary?
No.
Okay, he produced it, but it's the title is "I'm Not Michael Madsen."
Wow,
that's awesome!
Yeah. Didn't he get into hot water?
He did
around this time, and he ended up trying to release porn videos or something to finance his career.
Oh no,
he was a pretty scummy guy, or is. But yeah, he said for his entire career, nobody ever said Tom Sizemore. He was in a few big movies, but yeah. He's the guy from Reservoir Dogs.
Nope. Yeah, he's not. That's Michael Madsen. Adam West was in it as a cab driver.
Mad.
Yeah.
Adam West was mad.
Yeah. Adam West was like, "How much are you going to pay me?" All right, fine.
When I looked in the credits, the guy who owns the Batmobile is sort of a famous Hollywood memorabilia collector. So it's very likely that was the Adam West Batmobile.
Interesting.
But I couldn't confirm that point. But yeah, he looked pretty mad.
Doug Jones played Agent Smith #1.
He was good.
Yeah. We've talked about Doug Jones a number of times. Isaac Singleton played Agent Smith #2. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, Anger Management. He does some voice work. He was Soundwave in Transformers, Sagat in Street Fighter. He played Thanos in Avengers Assemble and Guardians of the Galaxy. In the TV shows. Yeah, the animated shows.
He was the voice of Thanos in like a bunch of DC stuff.
Got a nice deep voice.
Yeah.
Taylor Negron played the chauffeur.
I love him or loved him. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's he's been in a bunch of stuff for years.
For years.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Johnny Dangerously, Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead was so good. He was the mailman.
Yes.
Always delivering shit to Badgers. What's a little kid like you doing with smut like that? He was in the Aristocrats documentary, and he made the funniest joke in the whole movie. He's like, and of course, we will never forget the tragic events of September 11th. The day I left my visa at the Four Seasons.
He and Danielle Harris were both in The Last Boy Scout.
Yeah, interesting. He passed away in 2015.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And what's funny is that he didn't. This isn't even listed on his Wikipedia page. This movie, he left it up. Someone left it off.
Good.
We got June Lockhart played Mother from freaking Lassie and Lost in Space.
Yep.
Yeah. God, how are these people in this movie? Pat Crawford Brown played Gertrude. She was in. Let's see. She was in a bunch of TV during the 80s. She was in 18 again.
The other older woman?
Yeah, the other one. Like I definitely recognized her. She's like a character actress, like in everything.
She was in The Rocketeer.
Oh yeah, she was. She was in Sister Act.
She's been in so many things because she's again one of those actors who looked like they were much older when they were younger.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Her credits just go on and on. She was in so many things.
Yep.
Let's see. Eva Marcille as news reporter.
All right.
She's one of the American top models. George Stoltz is the police officer. He's in Seventh Heaven.
Good for him.
Yeah. I think we see how he got in this movie.
Yep.
Steve Braun as a guard. Beverly Long as Marge. And then Brian Cummings as the voice of the robot. Yeah, Brian Cummings. He's mostly does voice work, a lot of announcer stuff. Let's see, he was
so that robot's still working. Good for him.
Yeah. He was in like every cartoon in the 80s. The Spider-Man show, the new Scooby and Scrappy Doo show, Snorks, Pole Position, The Wuzzles, G.I. Joe.
These all sound like venereal diseases.
DuckTales. He played Doofus Drake in DuckTales.
Yeah. Oh wow, Doofus. Yeah. Junior Woodchuck.
Garfield and Friends. Yeah, he's just a working voice actor. He does a lot of stuff. But yeah, that's our strangely full cast
with a $2 million budget. It's
right?
So weird. So they have that many people, and like I said, those people aren't like multi-million-dollar stars, but So he had to pay all of those people. Plus, we'll get to it. The licensing alone is bonkers.
Yeah, I mean, we have a cameo from one of Star Wars' most famous characters.
Yeah. Like
what? R2D2 is in
Yeah.
this fucking movie.
It's
It's
not
not a cutout. It's not a cutout. It's not an approximation that they made to look. It's in the fucking center of the shot for a while.
Yeah.
How much money did George get for that?
Since you mentioned the voice of Robo, I just wanted to give a shout out to Pancho Moeller, who was the guy inside the Robo costume.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And he was made to look like the Buck Rogers little dude, but the face was...
But doing like an early 90s SNL approximation of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Not even a good impression.
Yeah. So I have one review from Rotten Tomatoes. This is a half-star review.
Wow.
This movie has 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. Stephen B writes, "I hate myself. Watching that was like self-harm. So why did I watch it, you ask? Because as poor as it is, you feel it's going to get better at some point. Otherwise, why make it? But I was duped. To think how broke I am. Yet money was spent to make this." Someone's having an existential crisis.
I was going to say it's an emotional plea of some kind.
That brings us to it, guys.
Well, I got a couple. So since we thought this was a very religious and Christian overtone, I went to some Christian review sites, of which there are many, and it's actually cool that you can find out, how inappropriate a movie is. But despite some corny and dull moments, Super Capers is entertaining and cute, with an exciting, clever finish. Some comedy featuring dialogue from the Star Wars saga is particularly hilarious. During the comedy, it lifts up God, including the end credits. In fact, Ed discovers that his superpower is the power of prayer. The movie has some light, foul language, however, and a reference to stepping in some animal dung. Also, a monster may be too scary for young children. Another person said, "Oh yeah, a bus hits a couple during implied cartoon sequence revealing hero's tragic past, and fighting, no sex, but some kissing, upper male nudity."
Upper male nudity. That's a new phrase.
Men accidentally show their underwear, alcohol and smoking references, stealing, greed and deceit, plus man with oversized cranium can move objects with his mind.
Oh my God. That could be witchcraft.
On their little score chart, it's 2 dots out of 5 for sex, 1 dot out of 5 for consumerism, 3 for violence, 2 for language, and 2 for drinking, drugs, and smoking.
How many crosses did it get overall?
How many crosses? Yeah. Let's see. 1 in each hand. No, but yeah, so that's just a couple. There were tons. And mostly people liked it, but yeah. Male. Bare chested.
Upper male nudity. Was that referring to Ed when he had the muscle shirt on? Did anybody
doesn't somebody take their shirt off or have their shirt off?
I mean,
I don't remember.
But I seriously saw in multiple reviews the thing about stepping in an animal shit. I had no idea that was on a radar.
The only one who was smoking was Robo, I think.
Yeah. Another review, brought that up.
Sizemore puts a cigar into Ron Howard's brother. What's his name? Clint Howard's mouth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Andrea's right. Almost every review included that it said crap twice.
That's right. Yeah. 2 craps.
I thought there were a lot. I thought they said crap a lot more than
I thought so.
Twice, but that's beside the point.
One mother said it was so refreshing after superhero movies like The Dark Knight. It's like, first of all, why did you watch The Dark Knight? Secondly, what? You're comparing the two?
All right. So we're going to jump into the play-by-play here, guys. You ready to get into this thing?
Let's rock and roll. No,
And
wait,
pray.
just rock. Let's rock.
Just rock.
Just, yeah, I don't know. This movie kind of... All right,
Dear
here we
God.
go. This is Super Capers.
All right, so I liked the titles quite a bit.
Yeah, the credit sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, it was nice. We open on a dark city street. A woman's being followed. She runs down a dark alley. She's attacked by a would-be mugger. They're interrupted by Ed Gruberman, a wannabe superhero. The woman reveals herself to be a superhero too. Gruberman knocks the mugger through a window into a lawyer's office with a 2x4. Then Red, the woman superhero, is mad at Gruberman for interfering. But when the cops show up, they arrest Gruberman for assaulting an innocent citizen.
Gruberman. Did anyone else feel in the beginning that like you thought the vibe was going to be either like a Zucker Brothers weigh-ins type?
Yeah.
Like that very scene and the goofiness happening with that, because it's always a dark alley that people try to escape into. And stuff. Yeah.
Her pulling the stuff out of her purse.
Yep. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
the giant hammer.
Yeah.
The hammer. Yeah.
I 100%
Precisely.
from the trailer and from the first scene thought it was going to be that kind of movie.
Like superhero movie.
Yeah.
That one though. Yeah. But no.
No, it was not. And it was terrible.
And some people call him Gruberman, like you would a last name, and some people call him Gruberman.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's to insult him, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that was supposed to be a joke. It just was bad.
It's just bad. Yeah, they kept repeating it.
Yeah, and it kept reminding me of like television lawyers, like Gruberman and Gruberman.
Yes, Gruberize me.
I chuckled on the rewatch after he introduces himself as Ed Gruberman. And then the woman says that she's called Red. That he says like, "Oh, we can definitely come up with a better name for you." Like, this is coming from Ed Gruberman.
Yeah, this is coming from Ed. The balls on this guy.
Be like,
this fucking guy.
Be like, can you believe it was Ed Gruberman? Ed Gruberman?
All along?
The Ed Gruberman? Okay. So yeah, then we get the credit sequence. Then in court, Gruberman is explaining. That's when Tom Sizemore is the lawyer who's trying to take him down. Then Gruberman explains his backstory through some terrible Flash animation.
Yeah, very weird, and it's same as Dick Grayson's basically.
Well, yeah, okay, but so his parents, all right, they were circus performers. Oh. He idolized the hero, the Darkwing Vesper. They were not killed by a mysterious man, but a mysterious man sabotaged their circus act, and then they were run over specifically by a short yellow bus.
Not just a bus.
So this is the bus that disabled children would ride to school.
Yes. Special, yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and I loved Rook. I always love Rooker, but his judge's outfit was just hilarious. I immediately called him Count Judgula.
I was going to say he looked like Dracula. Count Judgula.
So the credit sequence was drawn by Tom Richmond.
Yes, I noticed, but I didn't remember his name.
Yeah, I immediately thought this looks like Mad Magazine, and I just now finally looked him up.
It's the same guy, right?
Oh.
Yeah, he's been contributing to Mad Magazine since 2000.
Right. I bet he started doing characters after Mort Drucker couldn't anymore, because I see a little bit of that in there.
I was going to say, and the entire like flashback circus like animation, they looked very Mad Magazine-y too. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense. So all right. He vowed to find the mysterious man who sabotaged his parents. The judge sentences Gruberman to a halfway house for superheroes in training. And there's the whole thing with the dollar and it was not funny. It was not funny.
No.
All right, so he's driven there by taxi driver Adam West in the Batmobile. He arrives.
Who was a former superhero, Man-Bat.
Yes.
Right. And they used a shot, I don't think it was from the show, but if we remember from Batman 66, the movie, there's shots of them on a windy road, maybe Pacific Coast Highway, where the Batmobile is hidden after they land the Batcopter.
Yeah.
But so it looks like the same windy road. But yeah, as we said, Adam West didn't look bored like, say, William Hurt. He looked mad.
Yeah, he looked angry the entire time. Yes.
Like, why are you doing this to Batman?
A flat amount to shoot for 35 minutes.
Yes, yeah.
And then wound up in the Batmobile with taxi driver on top and was given his lines. He probably had no idea what he was reading until he got there.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Oh,
and it was not very reverent of Batman.
Well, yeah,
or funny.
No, it wasn't. And that was probably like the fifth take, and he was like, "We got this. Why are we doing this again? I have to go. I have a dental appointment."
Burt Ward is blowing up my phone.
Blackjack somewhere in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
All right. So they arrive at the Super Caper's house. They meet Sarge, the leader of the house. Sarge introduces him to the others. There's Felicia Freeze, who has ice powers. Herman Brainerd, who has telekinetic powers. Q, who is the scientist with the Arnold Schwarzenegger robot.
With, yet again, a trademarked name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The tech guy.
Yeah, Q.
I mean, literally.
He was that character existed in the Ian Fleming books. He's been in every Bond.
Yeah.
Wait,
they own that name.
Well, and
is this the Q? Is this
no? I mean, he's not the same
I
Q.
don't mean Star Trek. I mean Q.
Q from Star Trek.
Like Q and on. Is this?
Oh, is this Q?
It hadn't existed.
Top secret military clearance.
Oh, Lord.
I think this might be the Q.
So Q is going to design a new uniform for Gruberman. We meet Will Powers. He's a handsome Homelander type. And Puffer Boy, who puffs up when he's scared.
Who is Rick Six?
Yeah, the director.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he sits in one of the many inflatable chairs. I understand it's a joke, but but Ed sits down on a couch, and Puffer fishes in a blow-up
when
chair.
we first meet Felicia Freeze, he makes the classic, hilarious, misogynistic joke. How many men does it take to open a beer bottle?
Yeah, none. It should be open when she gives it to him. Yeah.
Right.
And she gets mad at it, like, oh, you misogynist, but secretly, oh, it's funny though, secretly.
Right.
Yeah. Even kissing this guy's face later on in the movie. First thing he says is straight up misogynistic dad jokes.
Even with Red in the alley, now maybe she was playing him, but yeah, she pretends to come on to him or comes on to him. I guess Ed is just irresistible.
Yeah. As we can see, he's clearly
a catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So there's that brief career of Igniter Boy, who immolates himself immediately for a gag.
Yeah.
That's a well-known actor, right? Or relatively well-known.
Yeah, he's been in things.
Yeah.
He was in the American Pie.
Yes, he was. He was in Dorm Days with our boy, our star.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Whalen. He was in like all those movies in the 90s.
Yeah,
right.
all of like the raunchy teen comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like trying to be Porkies, but not allowed to be Porkies.
Yeah, they're PG-13, so it's gonna. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, can we have tits in this movie? No. Look, we have a kid fucking a pie. You're just gonna have to be happy with that.
They're heavily implied that there is nudity just off screen.
Right. Over and over again. Yeah.
Male upper nudity.
Be like,
I'm sorry, you've been diagnosed with male upper nudity.
I believe Ray Griggs actually grew up in the upper male nudity West.
I think he did.
So, all right. They, let's see. Sarge tells them there's a villain named Cretin who's doing something bad on a highway or a bridge.
So his name is Cretin?
Yes, that's the Minotaur's name is Cretin.
Because my subtitles kept changing it every now and then. So for a second, I thought it meant Crete-ian, like the island Crete.
Yeah, like from Crete.
Oh.
But either way, why would you not call him the Minotaur?
Yes.
Right?
Why would? Okay, he's probably dim-witted because he's a bull, but like you went with Cretin instead. And also, maybe I'm looking too much into it, but it could be a jab at Greek mythology and the idea of polytheism and that bullshit.
I mean, yeah, it
But
probably
I might have made that up, but yeah.
I'm really disappointed they didn't call him the Thetan.
Yeah. That's the little dude's name. Because he's small enough to get inside you. John Polito. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, their vehicle's an RV, which is made to look like the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
And you go ahead, Brian.
I thought this was relatively clever.
Oh, I did too. However, did you notice that there were a couple refrains that were actually John Williams's Back to the Future?
Not John Williams.
Goldsmith?
No. The other guy. What's his name? Shit. What is his name?
But
yeah,
you know what I mean, right? It wasn't like switched up or changed.
Yeah.
It was that refrain.
It was changed just enough.
Was it?
It
seemed
was
exactly.
It wasn't the exact.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the authority. My ear is
But
great,
but it was very close. It was very close. Alan Silvestri. That's the
Silvestri.
He did all the Avengers music and stuff too.
Yeah,
but it was just in my list of how did you get the right to do that. But if he changed it, okay, cool.
It was just bent enough out of the original
had to be subtle.
progression.
He lands on the flat. Alan Silvestri lands on the flat fourth, and in this one, the flat fourth was the second to last note.
The flat fourth lands on you.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Anyways, so all right.
I had forgotten this. Since we mentioned the Minotaur. The Minotaur did from mythology did come from the island of Crete. I thought it was from somewhere else, like because I kept thinking Theseus and Thebes and something that I forgot that it was actually.
So this was a reference to the Isle of Crete. I did not even put that together.
I did think of it, but I didn't think. I thought I was wrong. Even if, no, you're thinking too much. But yeah, okay, I see. Cretian.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be a double entendre with Island of Crete and Dimwit.
Yeah. All right. So, the DeLorean can't get to 88 miles per hour, though. They make a point of saying that. Or the RV can't.
The RV, it's too loaded down. But they have a flux capacitor.
They do. And
they say the same line.
Yeah.
It's a huge flux capacitor.
And the same line, like, what is that? Yeah, that's true. You're going to get up those hills. No, they even said, like, that's what makes time travel possible. Like Christopher Lloyd said.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so they arrive at the bridge. There's the Cretin and Captain Sludge. They're stealing gold from an overturned armored car.
Okay, I can't believe we forgot to say this. This movie has a subtitle. Did you?
Oh my God, that's right.
And
what is
the
it?
Bullion.
The Lost Bullion?
Okay, so that's what I was going to bring up. A lot of people say bouillon, which is what makes broth. And there's gold bullion. But
bullion and bouillon. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I put gold in my soup.
But yeah, so weird.
Makes my doo-doo sparkle.
So it was Super Capers, The Origins of Ed, and The Missing Bullion.
Yep.
The
new batch.
Colon.
The revenge.
Yeah, colon back in the habit. Colon.
Back in the colon.
Yeah. So it's a bridge fight, and he stopped
a
very unprotected vehicle full of gold bars.
Right? Yeah. and I kept wondering what all the police and everything were doing, just not shooting at them.
Right, not doing anything, watching it.
Yeah.
If nothing else, kill the abomination of nature that was never meant to live.
Right.
Which I gotta say, Clayton did not look half bad.
It was terrifying.
Decent.
But quality rubber makeup. You could see inside his mouth. He was able to open his mouth pretty wide. I'm with Al. But again, $2 million. How did they afford this shit?
Right? Okay. All right. So the Captain Sludge insults Will Powers. Then the other hero's powers become useless. Then Gruberman starts praying for God to smite the Cretan, and a lamppost falls on him.
This is important, folks. This is an important moment in the film for many reasons.
Yep.
Which we shall revisit. Spoiler alert. So
he initially starts praying, just hiding behind the car with Will Powers.
Right.
And Will forces him in front of the Cretan. Oh, hey, check out this guy's powers. He's got God on his side.
Right. Because he
without
said
any evidence.
Right.
That just because he's praying, nothing has happened. He throws this guy in front of a monster.
Well, and it's made to seem like it's a big coincidence, except there is one moment later in which we explicitly see that God does in fact explicitly answer this dude's prayers.
And it's all that takes Will Powers to even get there is that Ed says he believes in God. So it was like a revelation. Will Powers was like, wait, what? You believe in God? All right. Save us. But that's what was amazing. That the dude believed in God.
Yeah.
Weird. And so, his prayer works. And it's an unironic prayer.
No, it's completely.
He meant it.
Yeah, completely unironic. The bad guys flee. Gruberman tells the cops not to follow him. Let them get away.
Whatever you say, Gruberman. Who are you?
Right?
Yeah, what did he say? Let them get away because we need a third act?
He says it's only the first act. Keep the viewer interested.
Mm-hmm. So then the judge shows up to congratulate him.
Oh, hang on. Felicia, thinks she underestimated Ed. She's said something. I
she's all like, "Hey, hot stuff, get up in this Christian bitch." I don't know.
Right? I want to bear your children because that is my duty as your future wife.
Yeah, exactly.
This was essentially the power of prayer gets me hot.
Yeah,
yep.
Essentially.
Same.
Praying makes me horny. Is what she's saying.
It's a boner killer no more. Now it's sexy.
Yeah.
Before we make out, do you want to talk about Jesus?
Let's pray first.
Let's pray first. And then in my mind, I'm like, ha ha ha, I'm not praying, I'm just quiet.
Then we see an old black and white winged Vesper. I guess this is supposed to be like a Batman 66 style TV show, or is this just a flashback? What is this?
I think he had a show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was a show. They mentioned it a couple times later. He was in comics and a TV show. I thought that was kind of funny that the bullets bouncing off his chest.
Right. Yeah.
It just looked like somebody was throwing bullets
from
off screen.
Yeah. It was
cute.
It was. There's moments here and there that aren't 100% terrible, but
Most of them are. I thought, it made me think of the old time serials. You'd see part before a movie and go back,
but Superman,
right? And Batman back in the day, but. It made me then think, how fucking old is Ed Gruberman?
Right.
He went to movies when there's still newsreels and shorts.
Right, but he's clearly 20 in 2009.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see.
I think we missed it, but when he first talked about what he was doing before he joined the Capers, there's that shot of him with this little random crew. One's a biker, one's a clown, one's Santa Claus. One's Ed.
I forgot about that.
The
The biker Santa Claus and the transvestite.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah. That's right.
And Santa grabs his ass. Yeah, he said he was never, like, before wandering into that alley, he was never a real superhero. He just, he posed for things and did singing telegrams.
Right.
And he just neglected to take off his costume that day.
Yeah, right. So,
but he also told the judge in court that he vowed to get vengeance for his parents' murder.
Right.
Yeah, he told his dad that.
All right, that's it. The movie's ruined. All right.
Anyway.
So yeah, we get a scene with a bunch of old ladies in a laundromat. On their way out, Brainerd and Gruberman spot the judge loading what looks like a dead guy into the trunk of his limo. They follow the judge, who's aware of them. He gloats that they're falling into his trap. Brainerd uses his powers to make the body fall out of the trunk. Turns out it's a mannequin.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but just the line says, like, I thought there was a mannequin in here.
They stole a joke from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, that's true.
When he asks if he has a chance, if Brainerd thinks he has a chance with Felicia.
Mm-hmm. And he's also, you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
We also didn't mention it. They used it in the trailer like a bunch of idiots. But the only thing that made me laugh out loud was Brainerd's talking about like the cloaking system and how the RV can be camouflaged. And then they show the scene in its two branches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
only thing that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. So, all right. So Gruberman, the judge and the driver dump a bag in the middle of nowhere. Gruberman checks it out, discovers it's a bunch of gold in a duffel bag. He decides he's not going to tell the other superheroes about the gold. Okay. I mean, all right.
Yeah, that's criminal.
Yeah. Gruberman goes back to the place. He gets a new suit. Then he and Felicia have a romantic moment. They're doing a finger thing.
Finger bang.
Oh,
that was a finger bang. Yeah, she's immediately into him now.
Yeah. Then we get a news report that there's still 20 million in gold bars missing from the robbery earlier. Gruberman is blamed for the bad guys getting away. 2 agents show up and arrest Gruberman for the theft of the missing gold. Nothing much happens in this movie. It's like 50% gags that are, well, bad. They are bad gags, but
no real story. And it's confusing that the word capers is in the title. They have to figure out one thing, which is who the judge is, but it implies that they solve mysteries or,
yeah,
super capers. No, it's just, anyways, continue.
Yeah. So, the agents,
just that they all wear capes.
Well, that's literally what it means.
Yeah.
And he didn't care about the fact there was another meaning.
So, all right. The agents, and now this is a Matrix reference. They received an anonymous tip and found the buried gold. They also shut down super capers and arrest everyone there as an accomplice.
But it turned out it was Curly's gold. They were
It was just that wristwatch that they lost inside the sheep all along.
It's what Steve Buscemi buried in the snowy field.
Agent Smith read the tag on Ed's suit, his new outfit.
Yeah.
And it said property of Warner Brothers Studios. Did this look like anything we're familiar with?
No, and I had to look at no, it's not. But I had to look it up. It was 20th Century Fox was involved in this, which again makes it crazy because there are Warner Brothers properties, there are Universal, there are Lucasfilm. Those posters you can't just call up Universal or 20th Century Fox or MGM and ask to have those things. That's Lucasfilm shit.
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
I mean, can you just put a poster you bought in a store on the wall in a movie?
I mean, I would think yes, but my biggest thing is, R2D2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
okay, because like he's actually been known to be pretty chill. One of the best examples is Spaceballs, and he told Mel Brooks that he could do absolutely anything he wanted, but he couldn't market toys that made people think they were Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
But so that's a likeness issue. But R2D2, who whenever we have seen him in a movie, is a big reveal.
Yeah, well,
at least lately.
Yeah,
yeah.
I imagine this was like a fan-made version of R2. Like you go to a Comic-Con, there's R2s rolling around. I'm
talking likeness, right?
Oh well, I mean, R2 is a character. I don't know how you get away with
parody
R2.
is allowed. No, parody is allowed. So I could make a caricature of Mickey Mouse and call him something different, and he could look almost exactly, but that would be different. They didn't modify him at all. He didn't look like he was a knockoff of R2. I'm spending too much time on this, but it was the actual R2D2. It wasn't an interpretation of.
No, it was
what you would see in a museum.
Yeah, if you'd put like cop lights on it or something, it would have been fine.
Or a different color.
Yeah,
Painted as there are other R2s.
Green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's weird. I didn't check the credits, but was there anything? Did anybody look at the credits to see anything about props or rights or anything like that?
Yeah, they were in there.
He thanks them.
The first thank you is to George Lucas, I think, right?
Steven Spielberg. Yeah, I mean, he was reverent. He loved the things he was referencing. But, yeah. And he says, like every credit sequence, that those items did belong to those respective companies.
Mm.
But
I brought up the costume because Q even says, like, after they find the tag, he says, "Oh, I may have borrowed that." So, yeah, I couldn't place it anywhere. I was wondering if anybody else had.
I think it was just supposed to be a joke about them ripping off other superhero movies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, they own caped heroes.
Yeah,
Batman. Soups.
All right, so Gruberman is taken to a mansion. Red's there. Turns out the agents work for the judge. Red tells Gruberman that the judge is the Darkwing Vesper and is the same person who caused his parents' death.
And Red claims that she's the reason for the polar caps melting, for global warming.
Yeah.
And she even makes a joke of like, you think human beings did that?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Like, so
overt.
Yeah, not even vaguely veiled, thinly veiled.
No. Agenda.
Yeah.
Global warming. Ha.
It's funny.
It's a punchline.
Yeah.
It's not real.
So, all right. The judge shows up, reveals that Gruberman was set up by him for all of this from the beginning. He planted stuff. I don't know. There was a thing with a signature.
The lawyer was the devil in the end, right?
Yes. Yeah. The judge wants to turn Gruberman bad. And then we get some Star Wars stuff.
This is the best part of the whole movie. Don't just say stuff.
Well, no, we get some Star Wars stuff, and then he says, but this is what gets me, is that he does the "I am your father" thing, and Gruberman says it's just like Return of the Jedi. That was The Empire Strikes Back.
And Rook says that.
And Rooker says it back to him. It's like, no, that was Empire.
He's all, that was Empire first.
They literally quote the entire conversation between the Emperor and Luke.
Yeah.
The entire conversation.
I noticed something else. When Ed first comes in, Rook does the chair reveal, slowly turns around. And then a few things happen. And then we're back in that scene, and Ed's like 3 steps up. And Michael Rooker has gotten back in the chair and turned around for another reveal.
Oh my God.
While Ed's standing on the steps.
Well, and at this point, we got some Star Wars aped music that was very much like Throne Room, not the or whatever Emperor music, but similar to that.
Yeah.
The music at the peak of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You did.
This shit made me laugh just because it kept going. It was just like them beating the dead horse of them stealing directly from Star Wars.
So then meanwhile, Captain Sledge, Cretan, and Red are going to kill the rest of the Super Capers. They start fighting back. Puffer Boy goes to help Gruberman. The judge reveals he's Gruberman's father. He killed his parents to give Gruberman motivation. Puffer Boy shows up, sends Gruberman off to help the others, and stays to fight the judge. He inflates himself in a doorway.
Fight the judge. Pufferfish is like, this whole damn system is out of order.
Well, and he's actually what, the Dark Vesper? What they call him?
Yeah. The night.
The dark winged Vesper.
Yes.
Dark winged Vesper. Dark winged duck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
So, all right. Gruberman arrives at the scene of the fight. He gets in the RV and drives away. And
Q reveals his light sword.
yes.
Right. Again.
I hated it.
Again. That's why I brought it up. Kevin Smith couldn't even call them lightsabers. It's just fucking crazy. All right. So he shows his light sword.
Yeah. Sludge goes after him. Gruberman drives the RV off the edge of Mount Rushmore.
Kids at home, that's not possible.
There's
no access for you.
There's no highway up there.
Yes. Well, yeah, the public can't get up above. It would have been defaced years ago.
Oh, God.
Lincoln would have had blackface if people could get up on top
What city are they in?
I don't
that's
know.
a good point.
I mean, it's clearly
How the
LA,
hell
but
did he
also
get
I don't
to
know.
North Dakota or wherever the hell.
It's in South, but you're right.
Yeah, I've been to Mount Rushmore. There's nothing near it for miles and miles and many miles. Yeah.
Al and I have also been in, yeah, we definitely didn't drive up on top of the heads.
Up on top of the heads from what looks like that highway that every movie uses that's not Pacific Coast. It's like a little inland, whatever that is, where it looks like they're driving through like kind of a mountainy area.
Yeah.
It's the same highway. I remember from Terminator. Like, it's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's in Austin Powers.
Yeah. All right. So,
yeah, it is.
At this point, Gruberman prays to God to save him, and God makes the van fall faster to 88 miles an hour. So
because Ed says that he'll get to spend eternity with God, they'll be best buddies.
Yeah.
And so you just hear the God voice, oh no.
Yeah, it was his righteous suicide mission.
So then the van travels back in time a week and starts to fly. Sludge goes over the cliff and dies with Tom Sizemore Devil in the car with him.
and he makes an earnest attempt at prayer at a deathbed conversion, which does not work.
Yeah, apparently not.
Doesn't take.
So Gruberman goes back to the bridge where
the RV cabin is making like Star Trek Enterprise sounds.
Yeah, now that it's flying. Yeah.
Oh, the sound effects.
Yeah,
with the occasional Roadrunner meep.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and
another thing I believe is copyrighted.
And throughout they've made a number of Star Trek references. Like,
yeah.
Well, and from the first minute and a half, there were Looney Tunes sound effects throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cloaking device gag was accompanied by a Star Trek reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
wait, there's also we see the lawyer billboard. For that lawyer, and it read Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Yep, that's such an old joke.
It is. Yeah, I recognize it from the end credits of Car Talk. That was Click and Clack's legal team.
Yeah, Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Wait, was this a Car Talk reference, or was it just?
I miss Car Talk.
Yeah,
but the billboard also said, "A good lawyer knows the law. A great lawyer knows the judge."
That's clever.
Yeah. All right. So he goes back to the bridge where the earlier scene is still happening. He reads Time Travel for Dummies and sees that his past self must never see his future self.
For morons, because they couldn't get the rights to
that
dummies.
They couldn't get.
Because those guys probably want real money.
Yeah.
To have their shit included.
They're no dummies.
Yeah.
Film licensing for dummies.
Then he sees the judge. Dude, I don't know. I kind of my second watch through. I was fast forwarding through this. The judge and these hiding stuff, and then someone's invisible. I don't even care.
And you could hear clicking like the Predator when you saw the invisible person.
Wow.
So yeah, he bumps the bridge and causes the lamp to fall on Cretan. Then the RV goes through some sort of time hole or something. He can fly for like a minute or something.
For a minute?
Yeah, he beams out after punching the "in case you're screwed" button,
which had the Star Trek transporter.
Which beams him 30 feet above the RV, but he still has to flap another 5 feet up to grab the bridge.
Was this just supposed to be a cartoon style thing?
I think so. Yeah, this was definitely a Wile E. Coyote kind of thing.
But I have a question. So once they reveal that it's time traveling Ed that knocks over the lamppost, does that imply, is that telling us his prayer powers don't work? That everyone just misunderstood it?
Well, I think it's God works in mysterious ways kind of deal.
Okay, I thought so too.
It was God who was responsible for sending him back in time.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Very specifically God. God has a line in the film.
Yeah. Man, they got an answer for everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's Christianity in a nutshell.
They'll make it up on the fly.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. Then he shows up. He has willpower stop the van with the bad guys from leaving. He sees himself. It doesn't combust just yet. He stops the judge, reveals that Red is his accomplice. She can also turn invisible. Felicia punches her out because apparently all of the character development they experienced that he's now traveled back in time and negated still exists in these characters.
Yeah.
The judge escapes. The old Gruberman then just combusts. Like, that's kind of dark.
Yeah.
It took, I timed it. It took 5 minutes from when he first saw future Ed for him to combust. And it actually didn't happen until they almost touched.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it wasn't just seeing, it had to be physical contact or near physical contact.
Yeah. Instead of combust. Yeah, I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah. It was really dumb. They get in the RV. They all drive away to the tune of the Greatest American Hero theme, and then the credits roll.
Yeah. That's
flying away on a wing and a prayer.
Yeah, on a wing and a prayer. Oh my God.
I just kept thinking, believe it or not, I'm not.
George isn't at home. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not here.
There was an after credits sequence.
Oh, I missed it. Was
it
it God smiting all of them for blasphemy?
No, the judge finds the keys to the missing RV and gets in a limo with the two Smith agents who say next time we can use our powers, and they take off their sunglasses and their eyes are glowing green.
Yeah. So are they demons or angels? That wasn't clear, but they definitely acted like we were going to see more.
It said to be continued.
Yeah. Just like the Old Testament.
Yeah, and then Barack Obama got reelected, so that universe just
that's right.
Snipped.
Obamacare prevented him from making it.
He took all that extra billionaire money away from his ability to make new movies.
He's like, hey, 30 grand doesn't grow on trees.
When I looked up Lucifer, the description on IMDb said that was it was an 8-minute short, but it said that it was supposed to be the first in a trilogy, which apparently never got made.
No. He's been trying to make The Wind in the Willows for the last 11 years.
Do they all take place in the Jesus verse, or they're all separate?
Doesn't everything?
Yeah,
exactly. I was waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
This is America. This is the Jesus verse.
The Jesus verse. Chicago Hope, Chicago PD, and CIS. Yeah. Jesus.
He couldn't make his sequel because he's still working on his app.
Have you wondered, can I harass people Well, now you can.
Yeah. This is a movie. I have one big unanswered question.
Hit us.
Why? That's all.
So that's similar to my question.
This movie crushed
because
my
Jesus.
spirit.
Yeah, Al's right.
Yeah, because Jesus. This movie just crushed me. Like, it crushed my spirit. Like, I have no energy for any of it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Actually, not even Jesus. They didn't mention Jesus once. It was just God.
It was just God.
Yeah.
But,
See,
yeah.
I want to leave this movie at the water's edge and never think of it ever again.
Well-
but I want to know who paid for this production. I want to know. I want to name names.
Right.
I have an unanswered question.
Okay.
Is the Super Caper chili pie recipe in the credits any good?
Oh.
The fuck! I should have watched the credits.
Right?
Yeah, there's a whole recipe in there.
Chili pie sounds awful, though.
I was going to say, I know I'm always not craving that.
Right. Chili.
It's so it's essentially
It's Frito
chili in a between two layers of cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounds like the most Midwestern thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah,
It's actually kind of it's actually kind of Texas
Midwestern
because it's common to put Fritos in. There's a Frito chili.
Oh,
pie.
Frito pie. Yeah.
Huh.
Anywho,
did they eat chili pie in this movie?
nobody ate anything. As far as there's a scene where Felicia and Ed are aggressively drinking water at each other.
Yeah.
So there was his boxers mentioned Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Jesus loves me.
That's right.
Jesus loves me boxers.
That's like wearing American flag underwear and being like, I'm so proud of America. I got American flag rubbing on my genitals. That's
Right.
like you have the name of your savior and redeemer rubbing against your genitalia.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't that more disrespectful than me taking the Lord's name in vain?
Right.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Like on a scale, that's definitely worse. I think that God would laugh at me being like, oh man, you made a lot of Jesus jokes in that one movie versus you were wearing my son's name on your crotch.
Name. My son's name.
My son's name.
Like
Jimmy. Jimathan.
Jimathan. So all right. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about this thing. The sooner we're done with it,
so
the
much
better.
to say, but it's not gonna enlighten or add any value. So
Yeah, I realize that. Yeah, I'm just going to keep asking the same questions there are no answers to.
I just want to put this whole thing behind us.
Same. So,
what's this guy's name again? Ray Griggs?
Ray Griggs.
Yeah.
My last question is, Ray Griggs, have you no shame?
I think we know the answer to that, Brian.
Yeah, obviously no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on a mission from God.
All right.
Ian Rucker.
Well, you guys ready to rank it?
Yeah, dead last.
Yeah. I was initially pondering if it was worse than Crow the Wicked Prayer. Then I was like, yes, yes, it is.
We had a lot of fun with Wicked Prayer.
Yeah, that movie
this
was
does
bonkers.
not hit on any level. Like you mentioned, Trauma is better. Trauma was absolutely better. Like they didn't try. The only thing they tried to do was just shove Jesus or God in everybody's face.
Yeah,
it had nothing redeemable.
Yeah,
that's where I stand. 100.
I'm honestly shocked.
Or whatever we're at.
I didn't think anything was going to replace the Crow Wicked Prayer as our worst. Like I thought we were past like the ones that were truly terrible, like that level of bad. But nope, you did it, Super Capers.
Yeah,
I still agree with the ranking, but Will Powers and Brainerd were a couple redeeming qualities of the movie.
I like the Return of the Jedi moment. But still, fuck this movie. Damn it to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no use for it.
Yeah, to hell with this movie.
I hate it was made.
Yeah, everything about it is bad. So, all right, it's in our rearview mirror. It's over. Super Capers is the worst movie we've watched for this show.
Number 82.
Out of 82, yes.
Out of 82.
And it's only going to get deeper as we add more movies.
Yes, absolutely.
I can't think of anything that's gonna top this.
I cannot imagine. And
this came out of left field, so
I was pretty confident in the fact that I didn't like anything really from Wicked Prayer, but now that we saw this, I know that Wicked Prayer was more entertaining.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Absolutely.
Well, and they're kind of similar. Weird cameos that were like way bigger than the movie itself.
Oh my God. Wicked Prayer had Dennis Hopper being insane and not knowing his lines. So that's
no, but you're
alone.
right. Spiritualism in both. Yeah.
Yeah. They're very similar in a lot of weird ways.
They are.
And next week, I can't believe this, but we're going to watch a better movie, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
That'll be fun.
I'm excited for this
and
movie.
Stay tuned. We'll have a guest panelist next week, Mr. Jerry Wagner.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that's it. I'm calling it a day on this one. I am not sorry to see it go. I don't like to watch it walk away. I'm just glad it's over. It's time to stop this jibber jabbering. I'm going to go get Mother's panties out of the dryer. Your host, Throw Smiley.
I'm Josh Cece, and I have the power of prayer. No, seriously, I have the power of prayer.
We all do.
I'm Brian Lesh, and I'll ask the Lord to lay the smack down.
Don't make me Gruberize you. I'm Alaric Weber.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Sorry.